You want me to put the hammer down?
Hollywood. Yeah.
I'm from the future. You should go to China.
Prepared to do anything to appeal to the largest market on Earth.
Special edition for China.
Scenes cut for Chinese audiences.
This is your first time in China?
Oh, shit.
Hollywood blockbusters are exported to the four corners of the world. No matter where you are, chances are you will encounter a Hollywood creation.
Вот, а вообще я люблю блокбастеры, которые, ну, действительно такие настоящие блокбастеры. Вот, потому что, когда ты их смотришь, ты чувствуешь, что ты един со всем человечеством. Это вот, собственно говоря, самое важное. Вот. У нас, к сожалению, такого делать не умеют.
No other country has the resources to make the big-budget extravaganzas produced by Hollywood studios. For this reason, Hollywood dominates the film market of many countries. In countries like Ireland, Hollywood makes up the majority of what's seen in local cinema.
Have you, in your lifetime, ever seen an Irish-language movie in the theaters?
Feature film?
Yeah.
Nah, man, and that hurts me to say that, you know that?
Thank you.
Because that hurts a lot, man. And keep the fucking camera running here, man, because this hurts me fucking deep.
Right.
On the other end of the spectrum, countries like Cuba have fully rejected Hollywood in order to promote their own national cinema.
Durante largos años, los films norteamericanos envenenaron las pantallas de los cines cubanos, haciendo la apología del imperialismo y predicando la violencia y el crimen.
Somewhere in between is China, which is set to surpass the United States and become the world's biggest film market by the year 2020. So how has the rise of the Chinese box office changed the Hollywood narrative? With the help of Chinese students here at William & Mary, we attempted to get to the bottom of this globalization of Hollywood.
I saw the Iron Man 3 and what's that?
World War Z.
Yes.
Despicable Me and Man of Steel.
Star Trek.
Olympus Has Fallen.
I've seen Pacific Rim and Iron Man 3.
Despicable Me 2, Monsters University.
And Man of Steel, Great Gatsby.
And Fast and Furious.
I'm a super fan of films.
Factoring in the summer of 2013, 4 out of the top 10 highest grossing films in China are American, or rather, CGI-heavy Hollywood blockbusters. Although Hollywood makes most of its money in China, with Robots or James Cameron, the highest grossing Chinese film of all time is a comedy, Lost in Thailand. But comedies do not travel well across borders, making American studios more and more reluctant to produce comedies since they won't pull in tons of international revenue. In fact, it took over 8 years for Paramount to greenlight a sequel to Anchorman, which took in $85 million domestically, but only $5 million abroad back in 2004.
Ron, where are you? I'm in a glass case of emotion!
Even if I hear some American's joke, I can't get the meaning. It's like the same way I speak some Chinese joke, you guys probably won't get it.
Something make American people laugh a lot. It's like nothing to me. Like, what is it? Yeah.
I didn't understand a one word you said. Ron, are you okay? Ron.
Why do you laugh so much? To me, they're just a little bit simple.
I think most of the comedy I watched is Chinese version.
Although I can speak English, but I actually don't know the story or the background or the connotation of some words.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Shakespeare in the Park?
Robert Downey. So probably the audience can get that joke because it's related, because he's in there, and then they're making fun of him.
China has like 56 ethnic group, and every group have their different language. So when we usually make fun of those language, and like it's really hard to translate.
Puny God.
And also, the people who translate the audio and make the subtitle, they don't like translate very literally. I mean, Big Bang Theory, that's what I watched in China. They use popular expressions in Chinese. and like switch a little meaning so that make people laugh.
I think still there is a gap, the cultural gap between the American comedy and the Chinese comedy.
China could dominate the world economy in the next decade. Dun 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 dun. Nope.
In addition to these language barriers, Chinese moviegoers also face physical barriers from Hollywood films in the form of China's State Administration of Radio, Film, and Television. The SARF caps the number of foreign films that can play in China each year at 34. Hollywood studios compete with each other to earn one of these 34 coveted spots for their films by making content that the censors won't challenge.
I actually didn't know that before.
Really?
Do they really? I actually don't know that because I see a lot of American films in China.
I don't care because we're studying in America, so we can watch a movie here. Always can watch them online for free. Right.
I know that they have a number limit for American movies. Yeah, that's one kind of censorship. But the second kind of censorship is that they cut the movies. Because there's no rate for Chinese movies. Here you have like rated R, rated PG, 13, 14, something. We don't have this in China. So every movie is supposed to be for everyone.
In censoring foreign films, the SARF cuts any films that feature Imagine Hollywood without any of this R-rated content.
Do you know the 2012? Yeah, they cut the scene that's flooding China. For the political things, there's no way to change it. Like, there's a big thing. But I mean, for the violence, sex thing, there should be some rating system.
The Cloud Atlas, they totally cut off 40 minutes. They cut the homosexual part. The Chinese audience was so confused by the things because the movie was originally really confused.
In an effort to appease the censors, the producers of the raunchy comedy 21 and Over even filmed an entirely different version of the movie for Chinese audiences. In this version, the main character was a hard-working Chinese student corrupted by his American friends rather than a depressed Chinese slacker instigating much of the debauchery.
I think I can't blame them for that because China, the whole society is not as open as American society, and when the older people who cannot totally accept the concept of homosexual things, they will be so offended.
But I think on the sexual part, it's becoming more and more acceptable. I don't see how the censorship can like really restrict people from watching it because, you know, the Chinese internet is like really useful.
I think the homosexual things or sex things cut off from movies sort of good things for China because the teenagers will be so fascinated and about the sex scenes or homosexual. Maybe they will even search for some pornographies on internet.
I can still behave well, even though I see some naked scene. We need independent thinking. I think kind of versus circle. The government tailor a lot, censor a lot, and then we accept that, and we think it's reasonable.
I would prefer watch the complete film with no cuts. In the meaning, it makes the meaning like incomplete.
What Chinese audiences do see is how much Hollywood studios are tailoring their films to China, whether this is by product placement, advertising, or simply by writing China into the story.
I finished my Shuhua milk, Donnie.
Iron Man 3 was co-produced by the Chinese company DMG Entertainment. In American theaters, there was little evidence of the company's involvement. Chinese audiences, however, received an additional 4 minutes of footage featuring 2 famous Chinese actors at the end of the film. The extraneous scene briefly hashed out the story of a surgeon and his assistant before operating on Iron Man.
So I thought it was strange, and at the ending of the film, a very famous actress appeared.
The Fan Bingbing, they just appear in one scene, and I've heard a lot of people complain about that on internet.
Well, everybody likes Fan Bingbing.
She's very beautiful, but I think she's kind of like a vase, not much content in it.
American is now the biggest partner, economic business partner to China.
I think the purpose of them is just making this film really commercial.
But sometimes when you apply your products to a certain area, you need to localize something.
I think that's why they put more and more Asian culture. They put the actors that Chinese audience know.
I think it's a good thing. I'm happy that I can see more images of the mainlanders. Now, Fan Bingbing is still just a person for 4 minutes. But maybe in the future, maybe 4 minutes, but just put her in a very important situation.
I would love to learn, the culture from you, not like a distorted version.
Besides using big-name Chinese actors, Hollywood relies on the universality of blockbusters and big-budget special effects to further appeal to Chinese audiences.
Normally in China, the theaters will choose the superhero movies because they will make money.
Like one is enough. Why do you make 2 every year, 3 every year, 10 every year?
And the Chinese girls are mainly the main audience for movie.
I'm a big fan of Robert Downey Jr. because I love his eyes. They are very shiny and they just attract you. And I know the story is very simple, but I just like when he wears the Iron Man suit, which is very handsome.
The pictures are very magnificent, these kind of sounds. Yeah, that's attractive, not the plot.
Either a film with a really good plot or a film probably with really simple plot but a strong visual impression on audience will attract me.
I like a lot of drama with the plots twisting, and I prefer to the characters which has more layers.
When I watch a movie, I don't like to feel my mind is not working. You just see some stupid movie and stupid characters.
I feel like today a lot of Hollywood film it's just like the plot is really boring. What they give you is just the visual effects. So like Iron Man 3, you can't really get any deep meaning in it. What do you guess? Oh, it's really cool. It can fly.
Because when we see film produced by Hollywood, it must be good. It must be high quality.
China cannot make films like Iron Man, like Man of Steel, because they don't have that technology.
Like China don't quite like to create those hero movies, maybe because they don't want to make Chinese people think individuals' power can be bigger than the government.
Like all the American kids, they have this hero image, Superman, probably even Santa.
In some movie, very old movie, they will scold or the individual that think differently because it actually influenced other people. It's kind of Confucius philosophy to be neutral.
On November 7th, we took 5 of these Chinese students to the opening night of Thor: The Dark World.
Now tonight I'm so excited because I came here to the movie tavern. I'm going to watch a movie. It's my first movie in the United States, though, so that's why I'm so excited tonight. Let's see.
Hi, I like 2 student tickets for the Thor at 8 o'clock.
I got a ticket!
Thor 2 was the 34th and final film to be released in China in 2013.
When do we start?
I think it's the most fantastic movie I have ever seen.
I mean, the first one was not that good, but actually it turned out to be very good. It has big scenes and a lot of funny scenes.
The language is English.
I'd like more laughing point.
He asked the other people,
How do I get to Greenwich?
and then on the subway, the girl just on him. That's so funny.
I don't like the actor who plays Thor.
Anyone else?
I like his style because he's really muscular and very handsome. So with long hair, beard, something.
No, I don't think he's not as cute as Robert Downey Jr.
Thor's mother, I think she was a brave woman and with so much dignity.
Loki? Yeah, because I think he is a complex man.
I think maybe Loki.
Loki is very cute.
I like her.
The movie theater in China is smaller screen. We have more people. You don't have much place to drink or eat. You can't stretch out a lot. Some people will talk. Some people laugh, but they don't laugh so happily.
There are a lot of Marvel fans in China.
I think a lot of the young people are going to see it in 3D.
I think maybe in China there will still be blurred or be censored or be cut.
Maybe the Selvig when he was naked.
It does not contain a lot of like bloody or violent scenes.
The plot is kind of simple, and the setting of this story it's a little naive for me, I think.
It's a simple story, but I think for a blockbuster, I'm satisfied with that.
With the construction of 25,000 new movie theaters within the next 4 years, China looks to further embrace the cinematic blockbuster experience.
Why are you here?
For the Man of Steel.
Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Do you know who the director was?
Jack Snyder.
Yeah. Are you a big fan of him? Are you a big fan of him, right?
Yeah, Watchmen.
Watchmen.
That's a tremendous movie.
Hey Zach, I'm getting 40 for the William & Mary Global Film Festival for next year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, can you say hello to the camera?
Hey guys.